Eminem was never supposed to make it. And the truth behind how he did it will absolutely blow your mind. Before you scroll, hit that subscribe button so you never miss these stories. Alright, let's go all the way back to where Marshall Mathers began. Eminem was born in 1972, in St. Joseph, Missouri, and his life from the very start was pure chaos. His father left when he was just a baby, and his mother struggled with addiction, instability, and constant moves. Think about this. By the time he was a teenager, he had lived in dozens of different places. He was constantly the new kid, making him an easy target. He was bullied, beaten so badly he was in a coma, and he barely managed to pass the 9th grade before dropping out. But, amidst all that turmoil, he found one thing that made sense. Hip-hop. That became his entire world. He didn't just listen to it, he studied it. He would literally memorize pages from the dictionary just to expand his vocabulary, and he practiced his rhymes obsessively, everywhere he went. If you're enjoying this story, do me a favor and tap that like button so more people can find it. Now, imagine this skinny white kid trying to break into Detroit's underground rap scene in the 90s. It was brutal. Rappers battled for respect, and Eminem was an outsider stepping into a world that, frankly, did not want him there. He got booed off stages, he was laughed at, and sometimes he was literally thrown out of clubs. But he kept coming back. Night after night, he faced the hostility, and every time, he sharpened his delivery, his wordplay, and his speed. He had to be twice as good just to get a moment of silence. And eventually, those boos turned into silence. Then the silence turned into shock. And that shock turned into undeniable respect. He was earning his stripes the hardest way possible. But while he was fighting for his life on stage, his situation at home was even worse. He was working dead-end, minimum wage jobs, getting fired constantly, all while trying to care for his newborn daughter, Haley. He and his future wife, Kim, were living in a tiny, run-down apartment in a dangerous neighborhood, sometimes without enough money for food or diapers. His first album, Infinite, was a complete commercial failure. He sold maybe 1,000 copies. He felt like a total failure as a rapper, a provider, and a father. He almost gave up completely. In 1997, after losing a pivotal rap battle, getting evicted from his home, and feeling like he had hit absolute rock bottom, he attempted to take his own life, but something in him survived. He decided he had one last shot, one final burst of energy. He channeled all his anger, frustration, and dark humor into a new persona, Slim Shady, and he poured it all into one last project, the Slim Shady EP. That raw, unfiltered EP, a desperate last-ditch effort, ended up in the hands of the one person who could change his entire life, Dr. Dre. The story goes that Dre was skeptical at first, but the moment he heard the tape, he said one sentence that became legendary: "Find him now." Their very first studio session was magic. They created My Name Is in just a few hours. The song exploded. Then the Slim Shady LP dropped, and Eminem became the most talked about, most controversial, and biggest selling artist in the world, almost overnight. If you're enjoying this story, hit subscribe right now so you don't miss the incredible story we have coming up next. Fame didn't solve his problems. It magnified them. Eminem attacked his demons through his music, turning his trauma into art. And the world could not look away. The Marshall Mathers LP became one of the fastest-selling albums in history. Then, the movie 8 Mile and its iconic theme song, Lose Yourself, made him the first rapper ever to win an Academy Award. But behind the scenes, he was battling a severe addiction to prescription pills. He nearly died from an overdose in 2007, and then disappeared from the public eye for years. Many thought his career was over. But he refused to be destroyed by fame, by the critics, or by his own mistakes. He got sober and rebuilt himself. Again. In 2010, his comeback album, Recovery, wasn't just a success. It became the best-selling album worldwide that year. Eminem's story isn't just about rap music. It's a raw, unfiltered story about survival. It's about what happens when you have every reason to quit, when the world seems built to break you, but you find a reason to keep fighting anyway. He turned his pain into power and his struggle into a legacy. If you want more stories of people who defied the odds, like this video, drop a comment with who we should cover next, and make sure you're subscribed so you're the first to see it. Thanks for watching.